to Dr. Shrinker. Buckle up. Things are about to get heavy. This is the Metal Podcast. Let's rock and roll.
And welcome to another episode of the Metal Podcast, the show that I guess this time we're continuing our streak of actually talking about metal until we don't. I am AC, and I am joined by the madman, the first officer, the deputy, everything that is second to me, of course. DJ, how are you doing?
Yes, respect my authority. I am fantastic, enjoying this wonderful weather we're experiencing here. How are you today, AC?
I'm great. I'm also enjoying this wonderful weather, but I don't know how the weather is in the greatest white north of Scandinavia, as we have two guests. Tornado, how are you doing?
I'm fine, thanks. Nice to meet you, AC and DJ, and thanks for inviting us. It's really the weather here is warm. We have around 0 Celsius, so it's warm for us, cold for you guys.
And Mikko, how are you doing?
Very well, and nice to meet you guys, and nice to be in here. It's been very cold a couple of weeks, and next week, once ago, we're going cold area, so everything looks very well and heavy.
Well, winter just started, so it's going to get colder and until it doesn't. But I don't know, how long does your winter last up there?
How long? Well, it depends of what you have to define winter. So
when it's freezing.
In my opinion, it's about 6 months.
Oh my god!
Yeah. But most of that time, it's pretty easy to live here. It's about 2 or 3 months that you live in the dark mostly. But you get used to that, and the weather goes up and down. Like Mikko said, sometimes it's really like horribly cold, and sometimes it's just okay. But it's also beautiful, during the daytime, the few hours that we have the daylight during the dark period, the 2 or 3 months. It's really beautiful here, so I'm not complaining, but I do like warm weather. In summer, it's really warm here also, which is funny. It can be really, really hot here. So we can have about maybe 60 or even 70 Celsius between summer heat and the coldest winter. Imagine that.
And I think that's why we do so melancholic music, because we living in darkness.
I was gonna say, it seems like a good atmosphere for hard rock and metal.
Yes.
Plenty to write about, and the ambiance as well.
Yeah, the ambiance is good.
Yeah, I think depression is all time with us.
Oh goodness, no.
Not with me.
We'll try and cheer you guys up. We're gonna have a good time. Do our best.
I'm not.
Maybe we'll end up more depressed than those, but hopefully not.
Sorry, Mikko, I'm not depressed.
Well, yeah, there's a reason the Beach Boys didn't write metal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which also runs counter to all the Florida guys. I mean, that's where death metal pretty much started, with the exception of Possessed. It all came from there. And then Florida has much nicer beaches than California, but Florida is also kind of a crazy place. You guys are both from Finland, born and raised?
Yeah.
No, I'm not.
I
was born in Austria, in Vienna. It's in Europe.
Yeah.
Arnold. And I've been living in Sweden also, in a few cities and several places in Finland. So I'm not really, I don't come from anywhere.
But, no place to call home.
Well, yeah, I think I can call, if I have to call some city home, then I'll probably say Kuopio, because this is where I've been living for the most of my life. Or, well, yeah, for the most of my life. So, but I don't think
Yeah.
I would be here without, my day job and without my friends. I would be somewhere else. And I probably will be. I've been thinking about that. So maybe Florida would be that bad. I don't know. Let's see what you got.
Yeah. And I'm born in Finland. And now I live in Helsinki, capital city.
There you go. The big
No,
city.
no, they just, guys, it's Helsinki is not the real capital. They just think it is. They don't know that Kuopio is in the middle of Finland and it's the real capital. We don't even have to discuss it, but just for you guys to know.
Yeah, of course, real capital is Kouvola, but
Come on.
But this is
Well, I guess it's like California. Like Los Angeles is the capital of California, even though the capital is Sacramento. But Sacramento is just like a worthless pile of trash. Los Angeles isn't that far behind, but Sacramento is just like a total dump. But I think that's probably true of like every state in the United States. Like just where the capital is. It's not the big city, but it is a dump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
go ahead. Go ahead, AC.
Are either of you familiar with the band Horna?
Horna, yeah. Not really. Like I cannot talk about Horna, but I know the band. There is a band called Horna, and they do this.
Yeah, so that's the extent of my Finnish metal knowledge. But that was my introduction to metal from Finland, and I think that is one of the most impressive bands of that genre that I've ever heard. It is. Because a lot of black metal, it does get to the point where it does kind of all start to sound the same. There are a few standouts, and there are a lot of bands, like in the more underground bands, you get stuff like Leviathan or Krieg that do stand out, and they are really solid bands. But I think Horna is kind of like the Led Zeppelin of black metal, and they're right there in your backyard. And not in terms of innovation, but in terms of like how creative they are with their music and how good their songs are. And it is, I don't want to say radio friendly, but very catchy, but not in a poppy, cheesy way.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of metal bands here from every metal sub-genre. And I think it's in a way it's good and it's bad, because it's good that kids have something else to do than use drugs and run wild in the streets. But the bad thing is that most of the bands who can tour in Finland, play shows in Finland, they are metal bands or like pure metal bands. I don't know what it means exactly, but
do you mean when you say pure metal? Do you mean like Iron Maiden, Dio, Ozzy, Judas Priest?
Yeah, that and also I think thrash metal is also kind of popular here, and power metal is very popular also. So you got to be metal to be able to tour. Or we have this horrible thing. You think your rap is horrible, but
I do.
Finnish rap is.
Oh, there's Finnish rap. Oh.
Don't go there, guys. Don't go there. Okay.
We'll take your word for it.
No. Hold on. this can of worms has been opened.
Yeah.
All right, okay. All right. No.
Scratch the whole episode. We're on to
this is what I have to know. What is the lyrical content of Finnish rap? Obviously, if I read it, I wouldn't be able to understand it. But what is the rough? What do they rap about? Do they rap about like the cold frostbitten like snow and?
I think mainstream artists singing to ordinary things, not so bad things, but also they're so underground. There's very good lyrics, but the mainstream is very I don't know.
So
mainstream rappers in Finland, they sing like about, I don't know, maybe like raising your kids and washing your teeth and I don't know, smile. It's just horrible. It's like there is also a musical genre, a traditional Finnish dance music. It's not if I call it dance music, probably understand it a little bit differently than we do. It's like really traditional dances. People dance with each other like in big circles and whatever. So they and there's a traditional way of doing that, and those lyrics are like, if you take the Beach Boys and cheese them up like really badly, you might end up somewhere around those lyrical styles, and that's kind of the thing that the modern rappers have brought to this day. They sing about like nothing, nonsense, nothing. I don't get anything out of that. Although, like Mikko said, there are a few good ones, like Paleface, but he sings he raps in English. He's done some Finnish stuff, but check out Paleface. He's a good one, and he does them really well.
Interesting.
But I don't know. The mainstream artists, they're just horrible.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm really
well, hold on. When you say like they sing about like raising your kids or brushing your teeth, that's like the opposite of what rappers hear. It's more like smoke crack to rot your teeth and then beat your kids. That's pretty much what they're rapping about here. So did they just so did they hear it in Finland and say like, well, I like the beats and I like the cadence, but I don't like what they're saying. So let's just clean it up and make our own family-friendly version of this. I honestly, I wouldn't hate rap so much if it wasn't just a celebration of just destruction.
Yeah, if it had some sort of wholesome message.
Not even wholesome. Okay. Just not destructive. Because here's the thing. Because we do the metal, and there's a lot of violence, and there is darkness in metal. There is depression, but like we don't go around killing people. Like that's the difference. Sure, you had the guys in Norway doing that in the early 90s, but like let's be real, those were kids. Like those were just straight up teenagers, and they did not know that, like they didn't understand how life worked. They were confused. They were full of angst. They wanted to stand out. They wanted to be something. If you take those guys at like 30 or 40 and just introduce them to those music, like, change the past, they wouldn't have killed people. They wouldn't have burned down the churches. Maybe they'd have the same messages that they have, but but
that thing about burning churches in Norway, the Norwegian black metal thing, that was I understand that because they really wanted to stand out, and if you would really understand the way the Norwegians live, it is really. I mean, I'm not standing for violence, no, but I understand their logic, how they came into the decision, let's burn some churches, because they really started to hate the environment, and it was just like aggression that they probably couldn't put anywhere else. And Christianity was really they wanted to destroy Christianity, and that's another chapter, I believe. But the logic behind those things is just to stand out from the crowd and do something that is so horrible that everyone understands that these guys are doing something. Just the way it's been done before. It's been done in music. It's been done in pop culture earlier, also in other ways. But I'm not saying that it's a good thing to go burning churches or burning anything than wood in the fireplace, or killing people or chopping them up. It's sick. But one thing that when I heard listen to AC talking, I think we should separate two things. One is the aggression as an emotion that we all do have, like our band name, Gentle Savage. It's not about being gentle or being savage. It's about the thing that we all have, all living creatures. We have the savage, we have the gentle side. But if you understand yourself, you don't have to be full-time savage or full-time gentle. You can be in the middle, just be yourself. But to people who cannot understand their feelings or understand their environment or understand basically anything about life, it's really hard to figure out what to do and where to go. And that's where, for example, metal music comes in, like classic. I've been listening to Dio and Deep Purple and every hard rock, all those old bands. There is this certain search for freedom, and there is this certain madness you can find there. There is even depression or whatever. But the thing is rather to get it out of your system by listening and relating to the music and the lyrics, not the way that these rappers you talk about, they contribute to violence and to drugs. They are taking people there. But good metal or hard rock can take you away from that. You know, give your emotions a route to find out of depression. I know what I'm talking about. I've been like, I'm not joking. I've been depressed. You don't even believe, and I don't believe it. I'm here talking to you right now. But this is the thing: music, whatever style, it should be a channel for emotions to be shown and to be released. The emotions should be moving all the time, and we should not look at this is evil or this is good or all that shit is. We don't need it. But the modern world is wicked. We cannot hide from the truth, and that's where these guys come to publicity. They can use the weakness. And I understand I hear a lot of I don't know if it's even rage, but anyway, negative thinking that you talked about earlier shouldn't be there.
No, it's definitely bad energy when you put that negativity in your mind. Yeah. And I do believe that we should not take, you should take no part in the worthless pleasures of evil and darkness, and instead rebuke and expose them, because when you do expose them, the light starts to shine on it, and it shows up, and the people at least listening to the rap and this degeneracy will hopefully see how wrong they really are for putting that in their brain, and some of them, our hopes is that they will essentially see the light and see that there are other forms of music that is actually inspirational, creative, and has a positive message. Because when you listen to, Dio or Deep Purple, it gets you to pick up an instrument and do something with your life. When instead listening to rap, let me go pick up a gun, go rape someone, let me go drug someone and rob them. Like those are your options. And
well, my heroes are doing it, so and they're celebrated by the media, so clearly this is what is acceptable.
Yeah. That's the way they think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think as an artist, I also have the responsibility to bring the good values about this kind of interviews, or I could write the lyrics, depression or whatever, but in this platform, I could bring the good things, good values also. It's I think the world needs those kind of things more than ever, actually.
Yes.
And good and inspirational. That doesn't necessarily mean like, let me preach the word of Jesus. Like, that is good and it is inspirational, but it has, because that's kind of what those words have turned into, and I think that's all well and good, but you can inspire someone to just like doing something good, because like metal itself is kind of like aggression, not channeled but focused, and it is like taking, because we all get frustrated, like doesn't matter if like your car gets a flat tire, or you're trying to fix the sink and you don't have enough room underneath
Someone cuts
whatever.
you off.
Someone, yeah, whatever. Like it happens. But
Yeah.
and going back to the Norwegian guys is like, yeah, those guys they just did not know how to properly focus all their frustration and rage, and then it just turned into like the worst possible thing, which is just violence.
You know, and they followed certain rituals, and those rituals always lead to madness.
Mm-hmm.
It's I don't know how much you know about that. I know, like I told you earlier, the last time talk, I know strange things. I've seen strange things happening, and I know where those rituals take you. They take you to darkness, and you cannot get back. There's a certain point where you cannot get back. And that should never be in public. That should not be. It should be, you know, I don't know if banned is the right word, but at least it should have a counter force. And like AC said, I think we need to separate religion from like real things. I mean, religion doesn't, in my point of view, it doesn't have anything to do with your true natural beliefs and believing in good or believing in bad. That's a choice you make. You don't need religion there. Personally, I'm not a Christian anymore. I don't see it necessary. But I do believe in nature. My grandmother was she was a lady of the forest, let's call it that way. So it's about choices, and it's about what you feel inside. And the more you search yourself from the inside, without any religions, without any isms, without anyone telling you what to do, the more real you get, the more you know how to behave. Natural, it comes natural. You don't have to. I don't have to like find it in the books or in podcasts or anywhere. You have it, and you know what is right or wrong. We all do. We all do know. And when it comes, like AC talked about, said about, was it DJ or AC? I don't remember anymore. But about Dio, if you read Dio's lyrics very carefully, there's a lot of those ideas, in fact, and many other heavy metal bands have kind of a religious thoughts, but they're hidden, and people go like, "Oh, this is so evil," but they're talking the opposite. Mm-hmm. They're sort of sucking you out from the dark, but you don't necessarily get it. I remember having a fight about this with my friend years and years ago. I don't remember the song anymore, but I said that this is like, this song is about goodness. He was like, "What the?" Said, "Yeah, well, let's see later." And then 10 years later, I said, "Yeah, now I understand." So that's the way I look at it.
Yeah, well, as you're talking,
I want to push back a little bit. I do disagree that like you don't need to just look inward, because if you surround yourself with good things, you will be good. But if you are surrounded by bad things, they do influence you and corrupt you. You do need a force for good, whether it's good people or whether it's Jesus. But you do need to have something good around you, because that's pretty much what's happened to society, is degeneracy and amorality has taken over, and that's what's caused things to fall apart. And so when your mainstream music is, like kill someone and, take their money, be a drug dealer, then a celebration of bad is going to rub off on people.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. I was going to say, as Tornado was talking, what he was talking about, that there are these, sex rituals and there are this dark stuff. Well, you know what that reminds me of, AC, is
your
the
last
West
birthday.
Memphis 3.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, the dirty third. No, the West Memphis 3. And we had an author podcaster on, William Ramsey, who did an incredible book. And I'm not sure if you guys are aware of this situation that happened, but a lot of heavy metal bands and even, someone like Johnny Depp came to the rescue
The Dixie Chicks, Eddie Vedder.
Yeah, they came to the rescue and got these child rapist murderers out of jail who are still convicted, but they are running free and they're selling their magic books and their satanic stuff. And it is really eye-opening to see how that there were like 3 documentaries made to influence the media in the whole country. If you bring up the West Memphis 3, like, oh yeah, those are those guys that got picked on for liking heavy metal. It's like, well, it is a little deeper than that. And it is something that, yeah, we are aware that that stuff does exist and it is not good, to put it lightly.
Yeah, I agree. And what AC said, still, I disagree about the thing that we need religion to be good.
I didn't say that. I just to clarify, I'm saying you need good you need good influences, and some people
good influences.
That's some people need religion.
It can be philosophy, but it can be anything.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that you cannot. It's not. I'm not saying that you should not use religion. I'm not saying that. If it's good for you, it's good for you.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah, you do the right thing because it's the right thing to do. Like that's
I was just saying that you need to be surrounded by things that are objectively good, whether it's good people or it is religion. Like it just needs to be something that has a good message and a good outlook. Because not
yes, of course. And then we have to, of course, think about the thing. What is, like, how should I put this? If we think about the good, we should surround us with good things. A good thing can be, let's say, a kid who's messed up and he or she starts to listen to metal, like we talked earlier. That can be the good thing. No matter what others think about the band, it can be called even a satanic black metal thrash death, whatever band.
Sure.
But it affects the kid in a good way because he or she can, somehow channel the emotions and in the end may bring good things to him or her. But it doesn't always happen. If that certain band happens to be connected with things that are not good, it can suck that person into those spheres that you probably wouldn't want to go otherwise. And that's the bad thing. So not all that seems to be like, if you look at it and you don't concentrate, it may look somehow questionable even, but it's not always a bad thing. And that should also be considered, because I find in Finland at least, I think it's, I don't know about America, I've never been there, but there's a lot of people who want to tell you that this is good, that is bad, and that's like a peep up situation, the way I see it. I mean, because the society takes everything, sucks out everything. Like you talked about the society, when it gets really twisted, it sucks out everything just for the control and the power. Yes. And in that game, every move is accepted, and that's where like I don't want to be involved. I also stay quite a bit outside, although I do social media. I have to do it to make the band grow, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But I don't take it. I don't take it for granted. I don't believe in the things that I see in the social media. I don't even believe the Finnish news, and the Finnish news are like
The enemy of the people?
No. They are really like good news. It's not like in several.
It's not real
countries.
life.
It's not
Like-
American news.
Yeah. Like your country, you have two political parties, and
It
the
bleeds, it leads.
and the whole system is messed up.
Yes.
We're quite, doing quite well here, in fact. And if the news tell you one thing, you can sort of believe it. But the thing is, what exactly do they not tell you?
Mm.
So
Yeah,
we do have that
Mhm.
problem here also. So you have to dig deeper to get in there. But in the end, I've tried this. I didn't watch the TV at all for 1 year. And then I came back to the TV, and I felt exactly like 1 year ago. Nothing had changed. The
Yeah.
news were the same. Everything was the
Same.
same. All the programs were the same. So I thought, okay, this is not my thing. I may look at the news or maybe a movie or something, but you don't get anything out of it. So that's why I read
Yeah,
books. Books.
Yeah, it's most important to believe yourself and do what you want to do, and that like when I founded Rylos in 2013, I look in the mirror who I am as a musician or vocalist, and everything led back to my childhood and youth and the bands where it all started, and like Iron Maiden, Def Leppard, Halloween, Twisted Sister is my favorite band ever, and those kind of heroes and those kind of vocalists, they are very good influences to me as a vocalist, as a musician. But you know what I mean? It's really important to do what you want to do. That's the main key, actually.
Yeah, I think you guys both hit on something really important that I've been aware of, and it seems like without, if you guys weren't doing music, it seems like, and with people listening to rap, because you're not picking up an instrument, it seems like you're just bottling up these emotions, bottling up, and what happens is you
And your
act out
creativity.
irrational. Yeah. And,
Yeah.
So like, I'm sure both of you appreciate being musicians and having that outlet to deal with it, whatever it is you're dealing with, just whatever, because life is hard. Anyone that tells you life is easy is lying to you. Like, it's hard.
That's true.
Or
Right?
they're a billionaire that inherited all their money and never had to work for anything.
Yeah, but money is. But I used to have a lot of money, and I was close to being married to a millionaire lady.
Ooh.
Then I fucked it up. Of course. Oh, sorry.
Don't worry,
it's
accent covered
okay.
it up.
And well, I know how it goes and how it affects you when you have money. And I've had money since that. I've been working really hard with my day job, not the musician job. And I've understood that in fact the really rich folks, they are not at all happy for the most of the time because they are so busy collecting money.
Mhm.
And so to me, wealth, it's all right if you have it enough to make it. But if you have it like, millions or billions, you don't need it. You don't need it. You don't get happy. You don't get creative. You don't get good things done because you focus on yourself, and the sort of immortal self believes that he or she is immortal because of the money, and that's a lie. It's a big lie. So when I understood that years ago, I stopped searching for the money or wealth. I should have been collecting, of course, something, but decisions. Anyway, thinking about being honest, like Mikko talked about making music, I think there are steps in the musician's life or the musicianship. We have to grow into it. The first stage is that we hear someone playing or singing, and it feels like, oh man, that's like your mind exploded.
Mm-hmm.
Can't believe this is true. And then you go, I want to do that same. And then you start digging, what do I play? I'll play the drums, now the bass, now the guitar, now I sing, now I... You have to try everything out. And then you find your path and you start practicing. Then you have all these emotions. You go through everything. I can't do it. I'm gonna quit this and or whatever. And then slowly you grow up. And it takes years and years and years and years to really get to the point where you can do actual music. And the music is, for me, it is actually not that I actively or willingly go or come to my studio here and start writing music because I'm depressed or I'm happy or whatever. It's more like, it used to be that way because I thought that this is the way to do it. But now it's more like a need, an urge that comes from the inside. That sometimes my wife said that, okay, hey man, maybe you should go out and play a little, or, you know, have you been playing this this week or whatever? And I say, no. Yeah, see. And then I come here and I start relaxing and I get to a certain state of mind where everything comes natural. And that's, I believe, the actual thing where musicians should be going and should go, because it's the only place to bring out the good. It's the only place to bring out the good. Otherwise, it's a bit, because there are technical things. You learn the chords and you learn the progressions and you learn how to write lyrics and you learn the rhythms and everything. You can do, like, if you start right now, you can do a song in a few hours. It's not a problem, but it's just a song.
Yeah, I think what you're explaining is passion and doing what you're passionate about. You know.
Yeah, passion is one thing, but I'm talking about something even deeper. It's an urge. It's like,
it's second nature.
Let's say that we all know what sexual energy means. I'm not talking about sex, but I'm talking about sexual energy or energy in general that we carry within ourselves. Okay. So when, let's say that you get sexually aroused, you know the sensation, you know the feeling.
Hopefully, I've heard of it.
Yeah, I was just, yeah. Anyway, let's we who know it, we know it. So the need or the urge for playing or singing is kind of similar to that. There's a similarity. You sort of, something grows inside, you don't know what it is, and you need to kind of make it even with the thing. Passion is another thing. Without passion, we wouldn't be doing this bullshit work year after year without hardly any success, and writing and spending all our time and money on that. That's like passion. Passion keeps us going. And then when you go to go on stage, that's another place where you need passion.
Yeah.
Oof, that was a long story.
Yeah. that was good. You know, and I do believe that we need to be careful how we act, because these are difficult days, you know, and we really need to not, you know, we shouldn't be fools. We need to do our best to be wise and make the most of every opportunity that we have for doing good, you know, and you know, every action we take should be intentional, you know, and a lot of this music around now, especially popular here, is thoughtless, and it's
well, how do you spell thought?
What?
What are you asking?
You said it's thoughtless. I'd say there's lots of thoughts in modern music.
Oh, you think so?
THOT. That's a
Oh yeah,
that's an American slang joke.
Oh, okay. They went over a lot of my that goes over my head sometimes, but yes.
Too many letters for you. Sorry.
Yeah. Gosh. Yeah.
That's okay.
No, go ahead with
Did I interrupt your train of thought?
You did. Ruined it. That was at the end of it anyways, but
That's
my
okay.
point was that there is yeah, exactly.
Concentrating on not what the surrounding environments or whatever tries to feed us. We need to think. We need to think. And
yeah,
well,
and you know,
we are sponges, and we have I do believe a moral compass. Like we all have a basic understanding of right and wrong, and it can become corrupted. No matter what. I don't care who you are. Like you can say all you want. Like I will never be corrupted. Okay. Go to prison for a year in America and just see what it does to you. Like you can be corrupted. Everybody
for a week.
Yeah, it can happen to anybody. And if you don't know what is good because everyone is telling you what is bad is actually good, like that's even a slang word. Like I was listening back when I was in high school, I was listening to Danzig with someone, and someone said the way he sings is so bad, and I was floored. I was like, what? Oh, like jaw! You dare say Danzig singing is bad? And then he said, no, bad means good. Like, since when? Bad literally means the opposite of good. What are you talking about? So you have a bunch of people that are impressionable, and they don't quite understand what's happening around them because what's in front of them is a perversion of reality. Because the natural state, I think, is an objective good. Like you do your daily tasks, whether it's chores or your job. You spend time with your friends and your family to unwind, and you do something for fun, and then you eat enough to sustain yourself. Like I think that is the natural state of people. But once you start adding in variables to disrupt that chain, then it starts upsetting the balance, and that's when bad starts creeping in. So when you tell people like, hey, it's normal that you work 80 hours a week, multiple minimum wage jobs, and you don't have time for friends and a family, that's normal. That's a good thing. And then the bad thoughts start coming in like, okay, I'm doing that. It doesn't feel normal, but okay, I'll do it. But you're not meant to deal with that level of stress because you should be working enough to pay for yourself. But if you start working too much and you're not making enough, then you're going to need something to cope, whether it's alcohol or it's drugs or pornography, or it's something that will start twisting your morality. And then when people tell you, no, that's good. It's good to drink. And I'm not going to knock anyone for drinking, but drinking excessively where it starts disrupting your mental and physical health, then it becomes a problem. Just like let's say you take medication from a doctor, like, okay, well, you have a heart defect or something, or like you get, I don't know. So you need insulin because you're diabetic. Okay, also drugs are good. Okay, your back hurts? Here, have some fentanyl. Here, have some morphine. It's like, okay, now you're addicted to drugs. See, this is when it starts getting perverted, but people tell you, oh, it's good. So people start to lose focus of what is good and bad when all directions are telling you multiple things. And yes, there is a control aspect to you. Like, well, they tell you this and that, and now you don't know what is what. So now you're the easiest to control because now you are mentally broken. Like this goes back to 1984 with Winston Smith with just the rats in the cage. They're mentally breaking people. Or pick your metaphor. There's plenty of instances of this. Like that's the point of torture. Going back to even the Branch Davidians. They torture you to try to get you to submit. And if you're happy, you're not susceptible to this. But once you start introducing the stress, then the happiness starts to slip. And then that's when bad things come in, and then they start corrupting you. And that kind of happened in America to society as a whole, because we used to have a country, we used to have coherent communities, we used to have high trust neighborhoods, but then they started slowly changing everything. And then now it's like a dystopian hellhole in every single major city. Maybe there's a few cities out there, like San Diego is still okay, but there's plenty of parts of it that are pretty bad. But on the whole, yeah. Well,
I went there recently, and it was shocking.
Okay, I guess it's been a few
the
years.
Downtown area was.
Well, yeah. Downtown of anywhere is bad. Like
since the Chargers left, it's like
okay, that's true
because of all the jobs left.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense. Because I was going to say like most major cities have problems, and but America, it's every major city is a problem, and it's just because of how they have slowly disrupted society and introduced things that I would say are objectively bad. And like Tornado said earlier, like and again, I don't know Finland. I don't, but when they say like, this is good, this is bad, I'm sure it's much different than it's probably the opposite in America for what they say is good and is bad. Because here, prostitution is seen as empowering for women. It's seen as a good thing. Like young women should strive to do it, to sell their bodies. I would say that is objectively bad. Would you two agree?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's kind of that perversion that's happened. Like, oh, you could make, $500 a week working Starbucks, or you could be a prostitute for $1,000 a day. But when you can say anything, just changing your tone, and you can make anything sound good or bad. It just that cadence really manipulates people. So I would actually say that, yeah, I am a firm believer of telling people what is good and what is bad. But that's based on me pretty much trying to tear down what America says is good and bad. Like I love the idea of America, but the American government and the American system does not reflect how America started. Like it has been slowly hollowed out and corrupted. And when we have this problem of prostitution, and it's been renamed sex work to make it sound like it's a real job that you can strive for, instead of dealing with it. Like imagine like someone's 8-year-old daughter, like, what do you want to be when you grow up, Lucy? I want to be a sex worker. Because you used to have kids like, I want to be an astronaut, or like, I want to be a cowboy, or I want to be a policeman. But now it's like, I want to be a SoundCloud rapper. I want to get bitches and hoes.
I understand. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. That's quite. There's a lot of similarity in our thinking, and of course, you have this American state of mind.
It's the American brain versus the Finland brain. Yeah,
but yeah, I think I could cut down that all to a few phrases. The first one is that we all live, one way or other, we live in a dream or kind of a fantasy before we come out from the fantasy. And that, or fiction, or whatever you want to call it. And that is because we've been fed with lies and with these ideas of what is good and what is bad, and everything has been twisted slowly to or from good to bad, or from bad to good, meaning that, like you said, that things are sort of turned upside down even. But the only way to get out of there is to realize who you are and start digging. Like you said, that that we all have some sort of morality, except the ones who are born, or maybe they also have some sort of morality, but the genuine human morality that I also do believe that we all have is hidden so deep that it's hard to see when you're, fed, like you said, your people are sponges. They suck everything in, and it's really hard to see the truth. And that is, in my the point of view, the problem that people don't use enough time to see what is the real truth. They don't see what is really wrong or really good or bad for myself. We shouldn't be pointing to others. We should be looking at ourselves. If I do a good decision, I do good things for the closest ones that I have close to myself, and maybe the next circle also. It all radiates. But if I go out there and start preaching at the marketplace, you cannot do this, we should be doing blah blah blah, I don't think people are going to take it very well.
But,
no, they're not going to listen to you. Yeah.
No, but yes. I think not to necessarily give you a little pushback, but we just had Bjorn Englund on our show, the last episode, and he was in Quiet Riot in 94, 95, and he was born in Sweden. And I told him a story that, hey, I was recently in public. I saw a 5-year-old watching a TikTok dancing to a song called Mr. Take Ya Bitch. So when she grows up and she looks inside, what does she gonna think is good? She's not gonna know. She's gonna think, Mr. Take Ya Bitch, I'm gonna go sign your tits is what is good. So
that's normal.
That's normal. So I think for us, we understand, we have some morality left, but we weren't psychologically programmed from the age of now. Babies are literally watching phones oh, here, little kid, I'm too busy eating my dinner. I need you to relax, behave yourself. Here's,
it's basically sedating children.
Yes.
But it's a step further. It's like giving a child heroin that also
and pornography
brainwashes them into thinking pornography is normal. So I agree. Everything that you're saying, it's not that it's wrong or I even disagree with it. It's just that we live in a society now where people, when they're told to look inward, what's inside of them, they've been preloaded with drugs, with drugs, pornography, alcohol, pills, and unsafe living conditions. So they look inward. What really needs to happen is people need to be deprogrammed and basically set to factory settings. They need to return to normal so they can look inward, because they have been filled with nonsense. So when they look inward, all they see is Viper, y'all cowards don't even smoke crack.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. That's exactly the problem, the programming. And it's in my words, like I said, most of us, we live in a dream or in a fantasy or whatever, because we don't look behind. We're like in a movie that someone else is writing. It's sad. It's really sad. And for me, it's my main project is to avoid that. On every level. I don't take anything from anyone if I'm not fully 100% sure that it's exactly the way I feel and think about it. It goes with everything. I feel comfortable with that, but it's taken me lots of years. You said about drug abuse. I know all about that. About alcohol, I know all about that.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of things. Been there, done that. Not doing it anymore. I don't need it.
Good for you.
Yep.
Glad to hear that. Yeah. Yep. And that's a success. And each day is a struggle. It's not guaranteed tomorrow. any one of us, it could happen to or be susceptible to, but it's being cognizant, understanding that, hey, I'm sure your life is better now without the drugs and alcohol, or whatever, but,
sure.
but
Hopefully.
that doesn't mean
because things are not always the way they seem to be.
Sure.
For example, in my case, I'm not usually talking about this in public, but let's take this as a chance for someone.
Yeah, thank you.
If I hadn't done what I have done, if I hadn't felt what I have felt, if I hadn't seen what I have seen, I would never had the chance to grow to be myself. And there's a paradox here. But that's the way it has gone with me. It has been with me, or my life has gone as it was meant to be. Now I can see clear. I'm not talking about sobriety as a higher state of. It's just just a phase. You drink, you don't drink. You use, you don't use. You choose. So if you find, if you so
start your rap career.
Damn. Yeah, we did that. The metal podcast, and I turned to be a rapper.
Yeah, look at that. The positive message.
What have we done?
Yeah, what have we created?
We talk about rap so much, we turn these metalheads into rappers. What?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Too funny.
Well, and again, unplugging from all these influences, it's another form of sobriety. Like, sobriety doesn't necessarily mean you don't drink or do drugs. It's like you can be sober from pornography, you can be sober from television, you can be sober from the news, you can be sober from social media. It pretty much is just returning you to a natural state. And I think there is an objective natural state for people. And I think there is active agents trying to suppress that.
Yes, that is true. And sobriety, yeah, I hear you. I mean, the way I think about sobriety, I'd rather not call the word sobriety. To me, it's the freedom of spirit. That's what it's about. And spirit, not in a religious sense, but spirit anyway. Or, yeah, I think that's the correct word, because we have a bit different words in Finnish for that. But anyway, the freedom of thought, freedom of heart, freedom of spirit, freedom of everything. That is my idea of sobriety. Not that I don't have to drink, I don't have to do this, or I don't have to do that. I'm free of all those. That's what I think is why I don't do things. I am free. I'm free. I can do decisions. I still do stupid things, believe me.
Oh yeah.
But I can,
I know it.
Oh, you sense it, yeah.
But it's really important to listen to others also. It is good for us to try to understand others also. It's really important when you think about those things also. It's really important to listen, I think.
Yeah, listening and understanding are to me two different things. Listening, I can listen to anybody if I'm on the mood. I can even listen. Sometimes the worst bullshitter is good therapy for me. I'm really open. The worst bullshitter really opens the doors. That I don't believe anyone can think that way. I don't believe that he believes what he's saying, and it opens up something in mind. Opens points of views that I may not have noticed before. So that's the listening part. But then understanding, that's to me a little bit harder. because I don't always understand why other people talk or say what they talk and they say and do. I don't. I honestly don't. And then there's a third thing. Do I accept, like DJ and AC has been talking all the time, do I accept? I can listen, I can understand, but do I accept? And that's where I put my limits. And that's where the more I am myself, the more I can use my healthy aggression. I'm not saying aggression as like, fist up, let's go fighting. I can do that also if it's necessary, but I don't mean aggression in that sense. I mean aggression as a sensation or emotion, to make myself safe, or people around me safe. And for example, the Gentle Savage, the band name is about that we all have these streaks. We have good and we have bad and we have everything, or we have light, we have darkness. Every one of us has those. Or AC was talking about the programming things, and everyone or anyone gets corrupted thing. And that is because we do have the bad and good, and we have the light and dark in ourselves. And it's about influences, it's about situation, and about decisions. The easiest way to think about, if someone says, I don't get corrupted, I've sometimes said this, I pictured this event that, let's think about a situation where you and your family, your closest people, live in a house, and then 50 yards from your house is another house where another friendly family of your friends of yours live. And then suddenly, for some reason, some apocalyptic, what's the word? Too hard for me. Apocalyptical thing happens, and you run out of food. You have no food at all. And then, for some strange reason, a giant turkey falls down in the middle of your houses. So basically, it's not on your land or their land. Your family is hungry. You don't have anything to eat. The neighbors are hungry. And you see the turkey first. Do you run there, take the turkey, run fast home, and give it to your family? Or do you share it? Most of the people run home with the turkey. And there's a minority who may give at least something to the neighbor. And that is genetical in our system. We are built, our brain is built to keep us alive. And the only thing that can win the DNA code, the social codes through generations is thinking. And thinking is the way of this making decisions that, okay, this is a huge turkey and we don't have a fridge or anything. We may not even be able to eat the whole turkey. Let's give something to the neighbors or whatever. I'm just talking here. So you don't have to go to the jail to think about the seeds of corruption. They are like in everyday's life. Children lie. In fact, if they don't lie, they are sick. But that should only be a phase, short phase in their life. They learn.
Yeah, I would say that listening to rap is a way to corrupt yourself, because I have an article in front of me here where, meme rapper Viper arrested for holding woman in captivity for 4+ years. And this guy came out with an album in 2008, and I want to read.
Also, hold on, he came out with mini albums, so this isn't just some guy who he popped up once, maybe 15 years ago, and then he had a scandal. Like, this guy was very popular. His first album, I think, was 2003, and he had been making albums consistently for the last 20 years.
Yeah, so some on this particular album, 2008, some of the song titles are "You'll Cowards Don't Even Smoke Crack," "I Sell Dope Boy," "That There's a Stash Spot," "I Ball for Gunshots," "I'm That," "S West Blood," "That Is How I Ball," "Merciless," "I Like the Way," "I'm Rich Already for Life," "Parlayin'," "You Acting Like a Bitch Ass N-Word," "My Money Rolls," "I'm a Gangsta." Oh, no surprise there. "I'm Gone," "Sting," "That Baller," "Out Your West Side." So yeah, this guy, a notorious rapper, elevated into public consciousness through memes and photos of bizarre and comical album covers. I'm really sure they're comical, and has been
they are comical. I want to add more context because you're just reading the article. So this guy, he became pretty much internet famous because his lyrics were riddled with poor grammar, violence, and drug use. So, and it's one of those things, like there's a picture of him with a shoe on his head. People thought this guy was just quirky and wacky, but then years later, and this was recently, he kidnapped a woman and he held her for 4 years. He would give her drugs. He would rape her. She escaped a few times, and he would track her down and get the authorities to turn her back over to him. Like, oh no, this is my sick girlfriend. And these people thought that he was just so wacky and quirky, but really he was just a crazy person. And this guy was a celebrated rapper and very successful one.
Yeah.
It's one of these things, like we bring up these rap lyrics, and then you would read them, you assume that they're written by 14-year-olds that just discovered the idea of rap. Like, hey, I have a webcam on my laptop that has a microphone. I can record my raps this way. No, these are grown men. This guy is 50-something years old.
Yeah, like 52.
Yeah, these are adults.
And this article came out January 6th, 2024. So it's not like
we didn't dig dig through like years of research
this week.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, maybe we should do some more deep dives into this type of stuff, but like,
absolutely,
you really don't have to. Yeah, well, we will.
Well, Tornado, would you like to share some of his poetry with us?
Oh, why not? I can read something there.
Now, this song is "Y'all Cowards Don't Even Smoke Crack."
Yeah. So here's the intro. Ha ha. Here's a little something for your bastards. Yeah. What's up with that? You cowards don't even smoke crack. What's up with that? You cowards don't even smoke crack. Hater, you don't even smoke crack. Bitch, use a mark fool. Mother peep, that's not. Oh shit. Pass a G that stem. Pass a G that stem. Yeah. I'm about to blaze up, especially when it's after dim. I change the game. Don't get it misunderstood. Hitting it out the glass and the smoke all good. Can't water it with green. Get work, got that stick. Stars now, I keep it. They on my dick, knees sick. But when I do smoke some green, I'm straight out that rose, you best believe. But green ain't better than that hard. Hard is so much fun. 7 for 45, wholesale gets it done. And I don't care if you judge me. I'm smoking coke and living so lovely. So stop looking like you're dumb. You know you won't try, but scared to get some. Okay. I don't think it's about being scared. It's about being wise. Don't do that.
These are the rap lyrics of a kidnapper.
Now, yeah, and the irony is, now you have a pretty distinct Northern European accent. Someone, if they were none the wiser, with no context, they would think that this was some guy who does not know English, is just trying to string some words together. But the truth is, this is an American that doesn't know English that has successfully strung some words together. Now, you really have to kind of tilt your head and squint to understand what he's trying to say. Like, yeah, I think I know what he's trying to say, but for the most part, this is just the rantings of a lunatic who just does a bunch of drugs and kidnaps people.
And is open about it.
He's open
like,
about it. Yes.
Oh yeah, let's give him, that guy should have some money because he's already rich for life, right?
Well, that's what he said.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is what has replaced rock and roll in America.
Yep.
And I think it's a big reason that the youth has so many problems, because what really got me to pick up an instrument, like I am going to play music, was the album Peace Sells by Megadeth. That was it. When I heard Good Morning Black Friday, I said, I need to play that. Like that is what I set out to do. And those lyrics are extremely dark and they're extremely violent. But I heard a guy say something recently. He was talking about parenting. And he said, you can tell your kids whatever you want to tell them, but they're at the end of the day going to do what they see you do. So like, these metal lyrics, they're usually very dark. But when you see them, maybe they say things like, oh yeah, I'm like a tough guy and like, I don't take this crap. But for the most part, whenever you really see them, you just see them on stage and they're playing guitar, and then they do look like these elevated mythical figures. Like when you are on stage, there is nothing that will generate that feeling. And you see people doing that, and that's what you want to do. And with rap, pretty much all you see from them, it's not them on stage with their microphone, it's them off stage committing some crime. So that's what the people see. So you don't see the rock stars with the girls screaming at them anymore. What you see is the rappers pointing their guns at people and getting killed at 25. So we are just about out of time. And I want to thank you both for coming on. This has been very enlightening, and this is it never goes where I think it's going to go, but I'm always happy that it goes in a different direction because it's more exciting that way.
And I did want to thank Micah Karhuma for arranging this, introducing us, and I read his book, and in it, he goes on to say, it's good to remember that trends, continuously change, and what currently is top notch may lose its power in a few years. And, and he does say, which I totally agree with, that outright lying or intentional misleading is not accepted under any circumstances. So yeah, everyone, you can go check out Micah Karhuma's book. It's called The Art of Music Business Management for Artists and Managers. It's on Amazon, or you can get the not the PDF version. It's like an online version. You
Kindle
can pay
version?
a little bit. Yes, Kindle. That's the word. That's it. But yeah, anything you guys would like to plug, or give a shout out, or anything that you'd like to say?
Well, first of all, you have this mission to sort of bring back rock and roll.
Yes.
There's a few good songs from Gentle Savage. The one is called "Carry the Fire." I think you should listen to that tune and check out the lyrics. It's really about this mission of carrying the fire of rock music through generations, and it talks about the listeners and us, the musicians, the writers. It's on our Midnight Whaley album, the last song of the album, Closer, Carry the Fire, and we're also continuing with the fire theme. The next single is going to be "Fuel My Fire." I think you guys are going to love it. It's a combination of traditional or classic rock, hard rock slash even a bit metalish. If you combine Deep Purple and Alice Cooper and put them on steroids, that might be our next upcoming single, "Fuel My Fire." I think you're going to like it. I hope so.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and I want to say thank you all, guys, and also, if you like to melodic heavy hard rock metal, listen to Rylos. There's 4 albums and 6 singles out, and there's a lot of great song, absolutely. But we record a new single next weekend, and it tells about actually these subjects what we speak. So February 24 is great music coming. But listen to Black Liquid Fixation and Misunderstood to our catalogs. They're great songs.
I will, of course, put all the links in the description for you guys to check out Rylos and Gentle Savage.
Great.
And we hope to have you guys on back again. We can talk about some more other things that we'll set out to talk about philosophy, and then we'll just talk about music.
Yeah. Right. Music is good, but this went this way, so what can we do? Nothing. It's done.
Yeah, you have to come back. I appreciate you guys. You know,
I appreciate that. Yeah, cool.
And I have to say, Whiskey Go Go, February 23. I think there is a great band called Lizzie Borden.
Very familiar.
Whiskey Go Go. Yeah.
Okay.
It's a
yeah.
Great band.
Excellent.
Absolutely. And yeah, thank you guys. Feel free to come back anytime. We'll definitely be in touch, and definitely, please, stay safe out there.